So, here we go. I'm here to help you out with a little test preparation tonight. Is my slide running? Or are they running? Oh, they're running. Okay, they go every 15 seconds. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you ever find yourself in the emergency room of a psychiatric hospital, there's a series of questions they're going to ask you. And I'm going to give you a few tips for answering those questions calmly and sensibly, so you can seem more normal than crazy. First question, what is your name? You may think that's a stupid question. They already know my name, it's right there on the form in front of them. But in psychiatric intake, there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid answers. Don't get off on the wrong foot by being hostile. This is how you get yourself labeled paranoid. Just answer their questions and give them your name. Next question is, what is today's date? Now, there's a little leeway on this, I think, because a lot of normal people don't know what the date is. However, you ought to know what year it is. That's very important. And finally, where are you? Okay, just tell them the name of the hospital you're in the city. Don't say, I'm in the loony bin, or I'm in the Kafka novel, or something else clever like that, because unless you want to be labeled delusional as well as paranoid. Okay, so how many got all those three right? Okay, great. So those are the easy ones, but it's good to review the basics. So let's move on to the brain teasers. They'll ask you to memorize a list of 3 ordinary items, like apple, cat, house. A minute later, they'll ask you to recall those items, and if you can do that, that's great. But don't forget, 5 minutes later, they'll ask you to recall them again. They'll ask you to spell a word backwards. Now, in my case, the word has always been world. I don't know if that's supposed to be especially tricky, but you may as well go ahead and memorize it right now. D-L-R-O-W. Got it? I'm not kidding. Okay, they ask you to count backwards from 100 in increments of 7. Has anybody ever done this? Okay, yeah. 93, 86, 79, 72, 65, 58. Okay, if you're really good at this, I actually think you look a little more crazy. But to the big question. If you ever heard the phrase, there is danger to yourself or others, there are 2 questions you cannot screw up. And the answer to both of them is no. Do you ever think of killing yourself? No. I mean, yeah, a normal person might have thoughts of suicides once in a while, but this is no time to get into a debate about existentialism or the meaning of life or anything. In fact, don't mention anything even tangentially related to suicide. Don't start quoting from Virginia Woolf about needing a room of one's own, because in psychiatric intake there are no innocent remarks. Next big question. Do you ever think of killing yourself? Yes. No. Do you ever think of killing other people? No, definitely not. Okay, yeah, sometimes you get to that point of like, oh, I've got to kill him, like somebody stole your parking space. But this is not, still the answer is no. Even if you do want to kill your boyfriend, the one that brought you to the hospital in the first place and got you into this big mess, don't say, I'm definitely going to kill him. No. Which brings me to an important point, which is in psychiatric intake, like airport security, there's no place for jokes. You don't talk about bombs. Don't talk about anything even slightly funny. Really, they have no sense of humor. Don't talk about famous people that you know, okay? That's what they call grandiose. I mean, even if you do work with the author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, don't mention it at all. In fact, don't mention One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in any context. Seriously, because it's a really, really sensitive subject over there. It's pretty much anybody's, only impression of what psychiatric hospitals are, and you're right, So leave that aside. In fact, the only thing I think you need to know is one number, the phone number of a good friend or family member who can come and help get you out. Because I can't even imagine going through all this without somebody by my side reminding me that while I may not be totally normal, I don't belong in the loony bin. 5 minutes are up. Maybe you still remember those 3 things. I don't know at this late hour, but thanks very much.